of Houillet for 199.5 kilometers, the longest stage of the 8, and no less than 3,300 meters of elevation to go today. We've got 6 categorized climbs, including 3 of the first category, and also 2 intermediate sprints and an uphill finale in Musanze. The flag dropped, and immediately we see 3 riders we are already familiar with because they have been in the breakaways of day 1 and day 2. The man with the pink helmet, he had a solo breakaway almost the entire stage yesterday. Mark Oliver Pritson of the EF Education Nippo development team. He's well rested apparently after his efforts from yesterday because he's in the breakaway again, together with James Fouché, the wearer of the intermediate sprint classification jersey, and also Jean Bosco Nsengimana, the winner of the Tour of Rwanda 2015. And the peloton, well, with still 194 kilometers to go, a hot day, a long day, a challenging day, they'll just give the 3 at the front a little bit of leeway, or actually quite a lot of leeway. Jean Bosco Nsengimana, Mark Oliver Pritson and James Fouché are in the breakaway. Of course, a lot of points towards the mountain classification today with 3 climbs of the first category. That's already 30 points. Then we have 2 of the second category, adding another 12, and then 3 points from that last remaining category 3 climb. So that is a lot of points for Jean Bosco Nsengimana and Mark Oliver Pritson to battle it out for. The situation at the start this morning was 13 points for Pritson and 6 for Nsengimana. So with all the points on offer today, 45, there's still everything to play for. And as you can see, 11 minutes already is the gap of our 3 riders and the peloton. And according to the organisers, this is actually the largest gap a breakaway has ever had in the history of the Tour of Rwanda. This is edition number 15. First sprint of the day at the gas station in Muhanga. And it looked like Pritson, but it was actually Fouché taking the points there. Nsengimana didn't really bother with the intermediate sprints. Lovely weather today, about 25 degrees Celsius, even early morning, but yet again we are racing at altitude. The start of today was at 1,750 meters. The finish today is at 1,850 meters, and well, basically the entire day we are racing at that 17, 18, even 1,900 meters above sea level, which is, well, pretty challenging. Jean Bosco Nsengimana, he's going for the mountain points there. The first climb of the day was Kamonji, second category climb, 2.1 kilometers, 7.1% average. And taking this climb will give you 5 points. But of course, Pritson is not that far behind. A little bit of silence from my part so you can actually hear all the cheering going on as Nadav Reisberg is doing all the work at the front of the peloton. The young rider from Israel was good in the sprints on stage 1 and stage 2, therefore he's high up in the general classification and wearing that jersey on loan for best young rider, on loan of course from the 22-year-old Ethan Vernon. Well, this is a rather perfect ramp to just leave the brakes alone and go full speed down that hill. No corners, no challenging, nice white view, so perfect for descending. And the road quality is really good here. It's great to see the future generations already mesmerized by the Tour du Rwanda coming out onto the road and enjoy the spectacle. Well, Ethan Vernon, he already predicted it. Stage 3 is not for him. He does see an opportunity on stage 4 tomorrow, so he will take it relatively easy towards the finish line today and go for stage win, possible stage win number 3 tomorrow when we go to Karongi. Mark Oliver Pritson, you really have to applaud him after his monster effort yesterday, being in that solo breakaway almost the entire stage, and now he's at it again. He must have had a good night's sleep. Chris Froome, well protected by his teammates. Only 4 riders for the Israel Premier Tech team here, with Froome, Weinberg, Reisberg, and the American Cole Kessler. This is the 4th climb of the day. It's Umurenge, also a climb of the 2nd category. And up until now, Jean Bosco Nsengimana has taken maximum points on all the climbs. So virtually, he is just ahead of Mark Oliver Pritsen at the moment. But after this one, after this climb in Umurenge, we still have 2 first category climbs to go. One is the finish line, and the other one is Kiviruga. So that is 10 points if you take that climb in first place. Pritsen and Fouché, they are chasing Nsengimana and trying to get back to the rider from Rwanda. 12 participations already, an absolute legend of almost, well, he was here almost all of the editions. The first 3, he was just too young, he was still a junior. So since he became an elite athlete, he's been part of the race. Jean Bosco Nsengimana didn't miss a year. And then all of a sudden the weather really takes a turn for the worst, and this is causing some crashes and sadly also taking out some riders, including Carl Friedrich Hagen, the Norwegian rider of the Q36.5 team. Also Lucas Doge of Team Novo Nordisk is out of the race. We have Jonas Kuritz out of the race with a crash, and the man from Morocco, Imad Sedak, also out of the race due to crashes, due to the sudden wet roads that we have on the course. Nsengimana, let's go. There is more points tomorrow when we have 3 climbs of the first category, so 30 points towards the mountain classification tomorrow, possibly for Jean Bosco Nsengimana. And by crossing the line in first place, Mark Oliver Pritsen takes 10 points here in Kiviruga, meaning that he now again is the virtual leader in the mountain classification. We are going to the town of Musanze, which has been part of this Tour of Rwanda since 2012, so this is the 11th year. Riders who won here in 2022, Alexandre Genies, Valentin Ferron the year before, but also Biniam Grimay has won here in Musanze. Metkel Eyop, the rider from Eritrea, who's here today, and Jean Bosco Nsengimana has also won in Musanze. And then all of a sudden we are in the final of the day. We recognize some names there. Muluberhan, of course, the rider in the Amstel Beer jersey. We have William Junior Lesser, part of that first group as well. Gil Gelders of the Soudal Quickstep development team is there. Victor de la Parte of Total Energie is also in that chasing group, as Pritsen calls it a day. And the only one left at the front is James Fouché. He took maximum points at the intermediate sprint, so he gets to keep the jersey that he took on day 1 for another day. Counter-attack comes from the Spanish veteran from the Basque Country. It's Victor de la Parte of Team Total Energie. His last win was in 2015, so that is 8 years ago. And he's going to try here, but we are racing at 1,800 meters above sea level. We have some competition coming from the background with Anatoly Bujak in the colors there of Team Terangano. Henok Muluberhan is there in that Amstel jersey and in the blue and white for the Soudal Quickstep development team. It's William Junior Lesser, very promising youngster, part of the Belgian team last year in the Tour de l'Avenir. And those are the riders now vying for the win here in Musanze. We have done the climb, and the final 500 to 600 meters are relatively flat. So now it will come down to the sprint. Muluberhan was 3rd on the opening stage, 2nd yesterday. So he's got only one spot he wants, of course, and that is that win. But William Junior Lesser, he hasn't got a pro win yet. He wants it as well. And it's going to be a sprint between the rider from Belgium and the man from Eritrea. And it's the man from Eritrea on the left side going for it. Very tight sprint there, but it's going to be very, very tight. The arch is there, and it's going to be Muluberhan. Muluberhan is the winner, just edging William Junior Lesser on the finish line. And what a fantastic moment this for the 23-year-old.
Finally, after a long time. To win in Rwanda is, I speak true. I dream a lot to win in Rwanda, a long time. But with God, with everything, finally I got it. What I get, a lot dream for my family, for my fans, for everything. Congrats.
For my fans, my family, and for God, Henok Muluberhan wins the stage ahead of Leser, Bujak de la Parte, Calzoni, Biscaram, Barilati, and Gelders in 8th place. And he's also the new race leader, the same time as William Junior Leser, but because he has a 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place in the stages, he is now the new leader in the Tour of Rwanda. The time difference is not that big just yet, with Bujak de la Parte, Calzoni, Bonnet, Yemane, and Metkel